I do something called the 5-star shout out. I'm not gonna say it because I don't believe in it. I don't believe in. You can't make a. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's Saturday, Sticky Iggy. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Side Jawn. It's Dennis Holmes, the Ignorant Thinker Podcast, and I'm here with my co-host, the Chocolate Girl.
Good morning. It's the Chocolate Girl here. Glad to be here with my co-host, Dennis, the Ignorant Thinkers Podcast Holmes, I should say. Saturday, my favorite day of the week. Glad to be here. Glad to be seen.
Yes. I'm enjoying this. This was actually really good. You know, we start off each and every show with how was your week? I'm actually sharing, how was your week?
It was awesome. Had a great week. Started it out in Ohio. Happy birthday to my uncle. My Uncle Richard, he turned 90. So we all got together and put some love on him for his 90th birthday. It was an awesome trip. Safely traveled there and back. And it was good. It was a good decision to go. I'm glad I went. And the family had a good time, and he was encouraged. And my little grandbaby traveled. It was the first time I got to travel with my little grandbaby, and it was a good experience.
Okay.
How was your week?
My week was real good. I had a birthday, turned 39 on August 12th.
Yep. His was the 11th and yours was the 12th. Yep.
Yeah, turned 39 on August 12th. And I've been doing new things now. You see, I've been out there trying people potato salad. Then I started writing. Then the writer started writing.
When you say writing, what are you writing?
I wrote these. Well, I do my 32 teams in 32 days, and I wrote these articles on 18 of the 32 teams.
And where
now I just do all. Now let me make sure I say this right. 32 teams in 32 days, and I only do offensive, so I'm only giving an offensive ranking. And in the article, I'm telling you each team and why I ranked them at a certain way and where I got them at.
All right, but where are the articles being published?
On the Ignorant Thinker Podcast Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
As of right now. Yeah, as of right now, that's where they're being published at. And they're also being published in the magazine, the Sam Sports Magazine.
Gotcha.
Comes out every week. That's actually what started me on this writing journey. Because at first, I was asking BJ, I said, well, how many pages can you make the magazine? He said, I can make as many pages as I want. I said, so I could dedicate a whole page to a team? He was like, yeah, but that means you got to start writing. You don't write. I was like, I don't write, but I could start writing. Just to see, how this thing goes. And probably one of the biggest compliments I got was from Willa Bumbar. Willa Bumbar, he read the article and he was like, this don't sound like you at all. Like you wrote this out of like you copy and paste this out of magazine. I'm like, no, I wrote all that. I'm like, I got pages in the book. I wrote all this.
That's good.
I sat down, I crunched the numbers, I got it together, and then I wrote it.
But you see how much time it takes, though.
It does take time. And then not only does it take time, you also got to be in the right space. Like you just can't say, oh yeah, I'm writing right now. No. You actually got to be in the right space.
You do.
But once I'm in that space, I can knock out 5-6 articles once I'm in that space.
Right. Once you're in that zone. But you
Yeah,
do. I mean, if you got upset and discord and chaos around you, mm-mm, it's not gonna
I used
come.
to I used to watch a TV show back in the day. Everybody Loves Raymond,
Yeah.
and I used to wonder why Raymond always went down the basement to go write an article. I'm like, why he go down the basement and write an article? Why he couldn't just write it upstairs? You
No.
know,
Mm-mm. Nope.
always went down the basement write an article. He wrote, and he had a sports page article. Well, a sports column that he wrote.
Hmm. There's two places that I go to write that I wouldn't say. Let me change that. These are not the only places I write, but I do my best work at two places. One is my kitchen table. The second one is a Starbucks. Believe it or not, it's something about being in a Starbucks. I get one of my teas and I sit there and I can knock out some good content. It's really amazing. I love it.
And
But my
see me, either
table is special because right by my dining room table is my grandmother's china cabinet. So I feel like and I sit in front of it. It sits behind me, and so I feel like I got all my ancestors behind me when I'm writing. It's. I know it's weird, but
that's a dope feeling. Nah,
that's the way it
that's a dope
feels.
feeling.
That's the way it feels. Yeah.
That's a dope feeling.
Yep. And so I feel
Yeah.
like I can
Some
hear them
now,
all talking to me, and they're all behind me saying, "Go ahead and write that thing, Sharon. Write that thing, the chocolate girl."
now some of them. Now I'm not gonna lie to you. Some of them I can text on my phone, and some of them I have to write in the paper. I gotta put pen to paper. That depends on my mood.
Yeah, I can't type
But
articles
I
on my
haven't used my
phone.
laptop to type the type of letter,
Oh,
type
okay. Well,
of
that's good. That's good. I use my laptop most of the time now. I but it's really weird when I do. Did you hear what Chocolate said? I write those out. Those are handwritten. I can't type them on my computer for some reason. But if I write articles and everything, that yeah, then that's on the laptop. My social media posts, that's done on my phone.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah. Well, welcome to the writing world. I did read a
Yeah.
couple of them. They are very good.
Thank you.
I'll give you
Thank you very
feedback.
much.
I'll give you some writer's feedback later.
I'll take it. You can give it
No,
right to me. I'll
and
take it. Ain't no problem.
believe it or not, it's nothing negative. But yeah, they're really good, doing a good job.
Yeah, the one thing I was telling the fellas the other night. I said the one thing I probably ain't too good at is punctuation. That I probably put them at the wrong spot.
I can help you with that.
Yeah.
That's one of my strong suits is the punctuation. And that's one of those details you really got to pay attention to because that's when people can tell if you're a legit writer or not. They look at your punctuation
Mm,
and your typographical errors like misspellings and stuff like that, um, using the wrong tense of a word. They look at all that. When I say they, I mean people in the industry when they look at your stuff. So I can help you with that. Let your boss know if he needs somebody else to write an article for the magazine. I'll write an article for you for them.
okay.
Shout out to BJ. But anyway, shout out to Will Bombard. He is a friend of the show, friend of ours, sports friend, cool dude up in Buffalo.
I'm in Buffalo. Yeah, I think the first one he read was about the Bills. That was the first one he read,
Should
and
be
then
he should be like you're writing. He should be rapping. I need new music from Will Bombard. That's what I need. I keep telling him. I'm telling him this once a year. I need new music from you, dude. You got too
okay.
much talent not to use it. But
All right.
anyway,
Now
what we talk about today, Mister Holmes?
we talking about the Olympics, and we was calling this show "Gold Medal Dreams." Just some gold medal dreams. And one of the reasons why we came up with this show today, Olympics just went from July 26th to August 11th.
Mhm.
Pretty good Olympics, I'm not gonna lie. It was
It's
a
good.
lot of them, especially in It's so many things that goes on in the Olympics. Then there's some things out there in the Olympics that you just sit back and you wonder, like breakdancing. I
Are
just
we?
think this was the wrong era for. I really do think this was the wrong era for breakdancing. I think if they'd have brought it out in the '70s and '80s, back when used to be breakdancing groups, and we actually had some real breakdancing music. Yeah,
I think it would have been
that would have been
successful
different.
in the. It would have been successful in the '90s because those people who were breaking in the '80s, not really the '70s, the '80s, they um they would have been in a place where they would want to participate in the Olympics for it. And then the people in the '90s who weren't in the '80s, they would hear about it and want to see it because they'd never seen it. You know what I mean? So I think towards the end of the '90s, early 2000s, maybe it would have worked. Plus, well, okay.
I,
So are we
I
going?
don't
Are
think
we
should be
going?
a people that.
Are we going to give our opinion on what took place?
Yes, you go. Matter of
Okay.
fact, go ahead.
All right. I felt like I did not like it because I felt like they were disrespectful to the culture. I don't believe that they did enough to honor the culture of breaking. It's a hip hop culture that's involved. It's certain moves you make, certain sounds you make. The music has to sound a certain way. It just didn't feel like any of that. And even the way that the breakers looked, they're not break dancers, they're breakers. They're supposed to be called, not break dancers, but that's a whole nother story. Um, I just felt like there was some appropriation going on, some cultural appropriation that I couldn't support. It was terrible to me. It was embarrassing to the culture. That's how I felt. I just wanted to turn it off. It was that bad to me.
When I looked at it, I said to myself, "How are you judging this? How are you giving scores to this?"
And they
That's
didn't
how
they
I looked
didn't
at
they
it.
didn't really talk about that, did they? I don't remember them talking unless I walked away and missed it. I didn't hear them talk
I
about
think
the scoring at all.
I watched it on Peacock, but I was just saying, like, how do you give a score? How do you judge this? It don't make sense. Now, see, because the way it looked, it was just like it didn't look like okay, it didn't look like breakers. Okay, let me just say that it didn't look like that. And when you watch breakdancing in the '80s, just watching them TV shows, or if somebody recorded something and
Mhm.
them battles that them bulls used to have, man, that's a whole different story.
Yeah,
You could actually sit back and watch and see. Oh no, he won. Like you know what I mean. You
it
could give
was
a good
clear.
score to that. Like oh he won. Yeah,
Right. It was clear.
yeah.
The crowd let you
Yes,
know who won.
yes,
What's up, Birdcage? Whoever that is. I don't know who
yeah.
that is. But
What's
what's
going
up?
on?
Welcome. What's up, Jay?
Jay Jones in the house.
Welcome to the Terror Dome. But anyway, yeah, I just was not impressed. I had somebody in one of the groups I'm in, sports groups I'm in, push back on me for that, talking about, oh, it was really great, and there was some really talented guys that was in there. Don't let that one Australian chick ruin it for you. It wasn't even about her. It was a whole
Wasn't even
vibe.
her. It was a dude. It was a dude that did some breakdance stuff, and I was like, "How you get points to this?"
I see. So it wasn't just me.
Well, it was a dude. It was a dude that did that, and I was like, "How you get points to this?" And then I was sitting there thinking, if it was a crew, it would be better. If they came out as crews instead of individual, it'd be better. Like they used
Yeah,
to have a.
like
I don't
like
even know if they
like
still got
stomp,
that.
like on some stomp the yard type of stuff. Just one crew
Right.
against another,
What's the name of that group? The Jabberwockies.
like
Like the
Jabberwocky.
Jabberwockies. Let the Jabberwockies come on out there and do their thing. And they got them twins out there. What they call the Les twins? Let them come out there and do their thing.
Yeah,
Let it be a group activity. I don't think it should be a singles activity. I think it should be a group activity.
I think that's a
Unless you're
good
gonna get the ball
suggestion.
from, unless you're gonna get the ball from back in the day that was dancing with the broom. Nah, nah. Let's get him.
Oh.
But he'd have killed the LA Olympics.
Yeah, he was the truth. Well, I just I wasn't impressed. And apparently I'm not alone because of the backlash. It looks like they will not be bringing it back next year. I mean, next Olympics. They decided to get rid of it already.
Right.
One and done.
One and done.
So I had this guy said, oh, they caliparied it. They caliparied it. One and done.
And,
I was like, oh my God. I tell you, we're so creative. But anyway, yep, one and done. So what I mean, maybe you should write the Olympics Commission and suggest it be a group activity instead of a single. Maybe they'll bring it back. You never know. But now that you say that, I didn't think about that. That's a good idea.
That's what I was thinking about when I was watching. I was like, this should be a group. They should have the Jabberwockies out there. Them Jabberwockies would be killed. They'd be a gold medalist group.
Yeah, I think you're right. And they could have brought Shaq out.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'm sure he would have done it. Put a little mask on and everything. I love Shaq. What did you think about Snoop Dogg and his appearances throughout the Olympics?
Man, Snoop Dogg has became the most entertaining man in the world.
He is.
And it's crazy about his transformation. He was at one point wanted for murder in the early 90s.
Yeah.
Now he's, America's, well, I ain't gonna say America, he's the world's greatest now. Snoop Dogg on something you can't wait to see.
Right.
And he didn't completely change his ways. He still stayed the same, but he stayed relevant.
Pretty much.
Stayed relevant. He worked with all types of people.
He's the same, but he's more loving. It's really interesting to watch him move. He still has that same Snoop bounce when he walks. He still walks the exact same. He walks like he's dipping through the fog on that first song, that first video. He looks the same walk, but it's something. His whole energy, his vibe is different. And you know what? And you know what the highlight of the Olympics with him was for me was watching him with Martha at the dressage. Oh my gosh!
I don't know what happened with him and Martha. I don't know what happened with him and Martha's show. I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know the background story on it, but that was a good show.
It was. I watched it
faithfully because you'll sit there and you'll watch the show and you'll see people with two different sides come together and they'll tell you their stories. And I'll just be sitting, I'll be like so shocked. And Snoop would be like, Martha, what you know about that? She was like, I know about it, Snoop. What? I'd just be cracking up.
And they really are good friends. And she, when she talks about Snoop, I've seen her in interviews. In fact, this Olympics, she's talking about, she gets emotional. That's really her friend. Like, that's her boy. That's her boy. That's her dude. She's his girl. Like, they sip champagne on the weekends together. I mean, this is not like just for TV.
Martha Stewart helped him get that deal with Skechers.
With Skechers, yeah. You heard about that?
Yeah. He helped him get that deal with Skechers because like, at
first,
Skechers, I didn't get no Skechers.
He didn't get no Skechers. And then he was like, wait a minute, hold up. They make shoes for everybody and everything. And he was like, hold up, let me think about this again.
All right. And he got some NBA players. He got NBA players wearing Skechers.
Quiet as it's kept. People just don't know it. Mm-hmm. And they're making money.
Matter of fact, they just gave a pair of sneakers to Joel Embiid.
Right. Yeah, I heard about that. But for me, Snoop was the most entertaining and the most exciting part of the Olympics for me this year. And it's because I couldn't wait to see what he was going to do or say next. It was just like I just wanted to see. I just wanted to tune in to see where we're going to have a Snoop sighting today. And I mean, everywhere he went, the crowd loved it. Everywhere. So I think it was a smart move by whoever got him there. It was a smart move.
They did a good job. I'm going to say that. When Snoop Dogg's around, everybody wants to see he is the most entertaining man in the world. I don't even know how it blossomed like that, but I'm happy for him.
Oh, I am too, because I've always liked him.
Yeah. And
I'm not a big fan of
he do drinking commercials and don't drink nothing.
no,
Don't drink nothing. He
nope.
passing out drinks. He's
Mhm.
he's uh he talking to a guy with the drink. He ain't drinking nothing.
No, he'll even hold the drink, but he's not gonna
Yep.
drink
He ain't gonna
it.
drink it.
Nope. And that's what's so funny. So, I'm not with the weed smoking, but you don't even think about that when you're watching them. I don't even think about it. But what did you think about the Olympics overall?
I thought the Olympics was good.
Mm-hmm.
The Olympics was good overall. They did a all right. I think I'm back.
Yes,
My
you're
back?
back. You're back. Uh-huh.
All right, yeah. The Olympics is pretty good. Sorry about that.
It's okay. What did you like about it?
The most interesting sport I liked was I want to say track and field. Track and field was most interesting because I mean I know people gonna say Noah Lyles won, but that was too close for comfort. That was almost close enough that they may have the race again. That was too close for comfort. And I don't even know if they do that in the Olympics. Do they make them race again? But that was too close for comfort.
I agree. Is that
Yeah.
like your
But
favorite
the
sport
girls,
or what?
the girls when they did I think it's the four by 400. Am I saying it right? 4x400.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they killed that. And I didn't think they was gonna kill it at first. I'm like, this don't even because when it started, I'm like, this don't even look good. Until she passed that baton, I said, oh no, it's over. Never mind. Never
No,
mind.
I
It's over.
no, I knew they were destined for gold. You can't. I mean, you got what's her name on there? The hurdles chick. I can never think or get her name right. But she just cannot be beat in a 400 stretch. You just can't beat
Mm.
her. You can't beat her going over a hurdle or just running straight through. You just can't beat her. You can barely beat her on the 200. So I knew. And then you got Gabby Thomas on there too.
Gabby
I
and
was like,
Shakira Richardson.
I mean, well, Shakira didn't do the 400. You talking about the 400? Shakira didn't do the
Oh,
400. You talking about Alexis?
okay.
That Alexis, the one that ran the anchor, can't beat her,
Right.
man. Can't beat her. You just can't beat her. And it was amazing. But that 4 100, I was afraid, Dennis, because we were behind until we gave that baton to Shakari Richardson and she brought it home. We were behind.
That's when
And
she looked over for a minute
I'm
and
shoot,
kept going.
kept on going. I'm looking at this race. I'm like, oh no, don't tell me again she's not gonna get gold. I was so upset. And I was like, come on, y'all, hurry up. So Gabby made up some time. She made the time up. And then she was like, go. And Shakari grabbed that baton and walked those heifers down. I was screaming. I was like, oh, go, Shakari. I was so happy she got that gold. I don't know what to do because she should have gotten that gold in the 100.
She should have, but things happen. So I ain't that mad. Things happen, but she should have.
But let's talk about these men. What's going on with the men's 4x100? Keep dropping the baton. What is going on with that?
When I see somebody drop the baton, first thing I always think about is what in the hell? You practice this all the time.
Exactly.
There's no way you should be dropping the baton. No way you should be dropping the baton. You practice this all the time. You gotta stick that hand out and back, start running, get a good grip on it, and go.
And
I don't
it's
know the
about
rules.
rhythm. It's about rhythm too. It's rhythm and timing. And they tell you, they say stick. Usually that's what they do. They say the
Right.
word stick. And that's when you start making your move. But here's the thing. Noah got COVID and at the last minute he couldn't run. So they had to substitute. And I don't know how much practice the substitute guy got. But the dude getting out Christian Coleman, he got out of the. Well, Sheila put it up there. Yes, she was too. I don't know who you're talking about, Sheila, but Christian Coleman's first leg wasn't even that great. He usually beats everybody, and for some, and you got to understand, this was his only race in the Olympics. He failed to medal, and he failed to make the trials in the trials. So he failed to make it in anything except for this 4x100, and he's one of the fastest men in the world. But he got out looking slow, and then the next two couldn't catch up hardly. And then by the time the handoff went to the last guy, I was just like, "What in the?" I'm just like, "What is going on?" They got disqualified. You can't even medal. And this is not the first time this has happened. I don't understand what's going on. Did you hear what Carl Lewis said? Carl Lewis was like,
No.
Carl Lewis said, until y'all revamp from top to bottom the men's, USA men's track team, then it's like, and he's one of the coaches for the next Olympics, and it's like,
Okay.
do I want to do this or not? It's one of
I
the
don't know.
hardest things. That the handoff is there's two things that's the key to a relay. It's your start and the in each handoff. And the most important leg of the race is that third leg. It's the second leg. It's the second leg. And people like, why is it that second leg? Well, depending on how the first leg does, the second leg is the leg that you can usually make ground on. And you got to make ground.
You got to make ground.
That's it. Now, of course, the anchor, the anchor's always going to be important, but still. But if they did their job right, the anchor should just be able to coast on home. But the women, they didn't get them there. Sha'Carri got them that gold. Period.
Fast as me.
I mean, she was smoking. But TT Terry on the second leg though, she did give him some ground. She did, her leg was fast. So she did pretty good. I don't know what was going on with the other two. But yeah. But anyway,
They got it though. They got it. I got them. They props. They got it. Now,
my
then you
favorite
know.
event, my favorite event of the Olympics, instead of the track and field, was swimming. I always loved to watch the swimming. The only thing is, it's still kind of sad for me that Michael Phelps is no longer swimming because I'm a huge Michael Phelps fan, and he was so dominant. And now you just expect the Americans to be dominant, and they're just not. They're not him. He's one of one. And the guy who we expected to carry them to victory in the 4 by 100 relay for the men did not quite get it done. And for the first time in 15 Olympics, we did not win that race. Did you hear me?
Did they bring him out of retirement, Michael Phelps?
No, he was in the audience cheering him on. No, he can't. He can't come back. He can't come back. I mean, physically, I just don't. I just think it would be impossible for him to come back. It's been 8 years. That's a long time. But he was so dominant. It just all them golds he kept winning. I guess I'm spoiled. But that
It
Katie
happens.
Ledecky,
I ain't gonna lie to you.
that Katie Ledecky is the best long distance swimmer I've ever seen in my life, male or female. She is a beast.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think that's the only Olympic sport that I would like to compete in.
Swimming?
For sure. That was the only one. Only Olympic sport I like to compete
Really?
in. Even though I ain't that good of a swimmer.
Why swimming? Why would that be your choice?
That's the only one I think I got a chance. I ain't gonna lie to you. Rest of them, I ain't got no chance.
What about the discus or what is it, shot put or something? The
Shot put.
javelin? The javelin? Boxing?
No.
No.
They
Wrestling?
letting they letting men they letting men fight women. Wrestling, I ain't that technical. You
They're
gotta
not
be a
letting
technical
men.
wrestler.
She is not a man.
That's what they were saying. I didn't see
She's
it.
not. That was a lie. She is not a man. She was born a woman.
Listen,
She is a woman, which happens more than people know. That actually was born with a higher amount of testosterone in her body.
mm,
But she's a woman. She's biologically a woman. She was born that way. She didn't have a sex change or anything. So she's not a man. It's so
yeah,
unfair the way people,
that's
but
right.
we'll say that for the controversy section. But it was some controversies during the Olympics that we'll probably talk about. But that was just totally unfair. And I can't imagine what it feels like to be her, to be vilified that way.
See, even Buck Flair said we got a chance in the Olympics. Swimming, we got a chance. We got a chance.
Buck Flair, Dalton, and Hendy, y'all coming straight
We
eighth.
got a
Y'all
chance.
coming last, row 8, last.
row eight. Row eight.
Row
We gotta
8.
get row seven. We
No,
gonna train for 4 years.
lane
We gonna
8.
get row
You be in
seven.
lane 8. Lane 8. Because they say the best lanes 4, 5, and 6. 3, 4, and 5, or 4, 5, and 6 for the best ones. No,
I
you
know how to do the flip.
what flip? You mean
I know how to do
diving?
the flip spring. No, no,
Oh,
no, the flip spring. When they flip spring and go back.
oh Lord. Okay. That's nice. But it takes more than that, Dennis.
I know.
Y'all
That's why I
Buck
said
Flair
I
gonna
need 4 years
Buck
of
Flair
training.
gonna be too drunk. He ain't gonna
We
be
ain't
able to
drinking. We
swim.
ain't drinking till we win. And if we come in third place, we are champions. Ain't nobody can tell us nothing different. 4 years of training, and we got third place. We out drinking that night.
Well, I tell y'all what. Y'all go ahead and train. If y'all get first, second, and third place in the Olympics, I buy all of y'all drinks. Yep, you be off the screen. He said you be y'all be in the camera shot 8. and only 1 through 7 would be on the TV. Because y'all be so far back. But anyway, yeah, swimming was my favorite to watch. But if I had my choice, if I could participate in a contest in the Olympics, what you think I would like? What you think?
I don't know.
No clue.
I'm gonna say track and field.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm gonna say track and field.
If I could be gifted with any gifts, any athletic gifts to participate in the Olympics, I think it probably would be track and field. I know one thing I would not do. I'm not doing the hurdles. That shit too dangerous. I'm not jumping. I'm not coordinated enough to be timing and jumping over a bar and win. I can run straight long, as my grandmother would say, straight long. I can run, but jumping over something, that's not happening. Not for Sharon. Chocolate girl be laid out on the track. That wouldn't work.
Yeah, that's it. I ain't got nothing else. Boxing, I wouldn't make it. Basketball, wouldn't make it.
Well, basketball, I
Yeah.
could do basketball. I had a good shot and I was heavy on defense. I was dope on defense. I had a good mid-range jumper. But let me tell you something. My mid-range jumper was better than my layup. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. A lot of
No, it
people have
doesn't.
hard. A lot of people. No. It makes sense because if you actually play basketball with a lot of people have a hard time making a layup.
I've never noticed that. To
Yeah, a lot of
me,
people
I
have a
thought
hard
that was
time
the
making a layup.
easiest move in basketball. But for some reason, I don't know what it was for me. I was not that great at doing a stupid layup.
And nowadays don't nobody do a finger roll, but doing a finger roll, oh,
Oh, no. I've never done one in my life. I have never even attempted. Magic
I
Johnson.
tried. I only could get it together with my right hand. I can't get it together left handed. Finger roll. I
Can't,
can't do a left hand finger roll. And then doing a left hand finger roll on the left side, no. Like
not
that's a
happening.
lot of things you gotta think about. So but I could make a layup left hand, left side. I can make a layup right hand, right side. I can make layups either hand. I don't shoot
Look,
that well.
Bud Flair said that he thought I would choose gymnastics. No, no. Flip flopping. Ask my sister. I'm too clumsy for that. I ain't flipping, doing
Yeah.
cartwheels and
Ain't nobody. Ain't
what
nobody.
it called? Round offs and
But
splits and
speaking of gymnastics,
the bean.
what is
Oh,
her
hell.
name? What's her name?
Hmm?
I was calling her a goop. She did all that on a bum ankle. And her husband plays football. I can't think of this girl name right now. What's the gymnastics girl name from the United States?
Oh, you talking about the goat?
Right, the GOAT. She did all that on a bum ankle
What you mean?
during the Olympics. Winning those gold medals, she did all that on a bum ankle during the Olympics.
She had an injury?
Yeah, she had
You talking about Simone?
Simone Biles. Yes.
She had an injury? I didn't realize she had a. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You're right. She got injured. Um, yeah, she got injured in the team during the team all around team. And then in the individuals, she won something. Can't remember which one. Yeah, she won the individual all around gold. That's what she won. Yeah,
Yeah.
injured her ankle. I forgot about that. I'm sorry. Yeah, Simone Biles. She is the GOAT. Did you see
She's
the
the
way
GOAT.
Asia Wilson was playing in basketball? Did you see her? It was. I felt sorry for the opponents. That child, she can
the,
ball
the women the women have in the Olympics have won 60 plus games
straight.
in a row. Yeah,
Yep, no losses, and they
no
look good
losses.
doing it. They look good doing it. They played very well, very well. What did you think about the men? The men USA basketball team.
I think they did a great job. I think that they got the goal. The goal was the win. They got the goal. The
And
goal was the goal. So they got the goal. But
but
that Serbia game was too close for comfort. Too close for comfort.
mm,
I'm just letting you know it was too close for comfort that Serbia game. That Joker. A lot of people don't like him. A lot of people don't like the Joker. A lot of people say that the Joker is he's not that good or whatever. But I'm here to tell you that Joker is Thanos. I mean, he confuses a lot of people. He makes a lot of people upset, but he is Thanos.
well,
How do you feel about the men?
okay. I felt like I felt like the men did a great job. My issues with the whole thing is I felt like Coach Kerr, Steve Kerr, was
Mm,
wrongly criticized on how he
mm,
coached the team. I know
mm.
everybody talked about how Jason Tatum should have been given so much more time. He's an NBA champion and he's this and he's that and he can play and blah, blah, blah. And it was embarrassing and disrespectful to him. The Olympics and USA basketball is about winning the damn gold. That's it. It's not about your feelings, not about the players' feelings, not about the fans trying to make them happy to see their favorite player play. It's not about ratings. It's not about any of that. It's about who is going to bring home the gold. I felt like he and Spolstra and I forgot who the third person was, but I felt like they called it right. I
Tyronn Lue.
kept yeah.
Tyronn Lue.
And Lou, I felt like they called it right from the very beginning. When they sat people, they sat the ones that they should have sat. They sat the ones that they should have sat based upon matchups. Basketball is a game of matchups, period, from quarter to quarter. And that's what you have to consider. And you got to also consider what is Jason Tatum's position? Who else was on the team that played at his same position? People are just not thinking, and these are real basketball people making these statements, and I'm just looking at them on TV like, what the hell is wrong with you? You don't see what's going on here? This is not disrespect to him. This is about trying to win. Oh, he could have played more minutes and they would have won. Not necessarily. It's about chemistry and how the guys play together. People fussing. Jaylen Brown wasn't invited. Well, hell, Jaylen Brown just ain't that likable. That's just it. And when you get people together like that and you're away from home for 2 weeks like that, and then some, you don't need a thorn amongst all the roses. That's why Isaiah Thomas' ass wasn't there during the Dream Team. And nobody wants to acknowledge that. They want to put it all on one person. Nobody wanted to play with Isaiah. Damn coach didn't even want to coach him. I don't even want to hear it because y'all know if Chuck Daly wanted him and said, look, I'll coach, but only if Isaiah's on the team, either he would have been on the team or Chuck Daly wouldn't have been the coach. That's it. But nobody's thinking about that. So I didn't have any problems with the way he coached them. I felt like the games were too close for comfort. You were talking about that Serbia game. I thought there were several games where they should not have been as close as they were. And I don't know what they
Yes,
were doing. It's like they
South
caught up
Sudan
in
was
the
another one.
who?
South Sudan. The team Luau Dang is financing.
Right. Well, let me say this. I felt like they should have been steamrolling over people, but they weren't. And that leads to another controversy. The whole controversy of them being world champions versus not being world champions as an NBA champion versus an Olympic champion. And what Noah Lyles said. I have never, let me tell you, this is the only time I've ever been ashamed of our country in an Olympics is when people were actually rooting for the USA basketball team to lose. I mean, not the basketball team, rooting for Noah Lyles to lose because they were so mad about what he said. You gonna root against your own American athlete? And then you did have the opposite. Some people were rooting for the basketball team to lose. Why would you do that against your own athletes? Just because somebody said you didn't like. Really? That's what we're doing now?
That's all it takes. I don't know if you've been noticing in this social media world. It don't take a lot.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting. No matter what goes on in this nation that I don't agree with, I'm still an American. I'm putting that flag up against anybody. And when we in the Olympics, I'm all Team USA. I don't care what the sport is. Win. Damn it. And I look at the medal count. I'm always looking. If we're not at the top of the medal count, I'm disappointed. You can call that
Now,
whatever you want. But
my issue with the men's basketball team started last year. Last year, they had a bunch of younger guys on the team, and those younger guys didn't even win a medal at the FIBA. At the FIBA, they
right,
didn't even win a medal at the FIBA.
right,
And Kerr was coaching them.
right.
And everybody kept saying, "Oh well, we got to get the old guys so they can come in and we can win the medal." I said, "Yeah, that's cool. What are we gonna do in 2028? What are we gonna do in 2032? 2028, we are in LA. We in
If we
LA,
don't win
and
at
we ain't
home,
got
then
we ain't
what?
got the privilege. Right now, we lose at home because you didn't put that many younger guys around these older guys so they can see how things go. Now you got some in there, but I don't think you got enough. Like I don't think Jason Tatum's coming back in 4 years. Maybe he will. Maybe you never know what may happen in 4 years. But if I was to bet on it, I wouldn't bet that he's coming back in 4 years. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know what his whole attitude towards the Olympics is. I haven't heard him say anything. I haven't seen no press conferences, so I don't know what his whole attitude towards the Olympics is.
Well,
Maybe
I
he
saw
didn't
it.
want to play.
I saw it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Okay.
saw it. He actually spoke on it, and he said that he doesn't know if he'll come back in 4 years. We'll have to wait and see. That's what he said.
I ain't mad at him for his comments. It's just basic comments because a lot of them said that same thing. They don't know. Only person said they not coming back in 4 years was LeBron. He said he ain't coming back.
Anyway, I'll believe that when I
He'd
see
be
it.
too old. He'd be too old anyway. But
No,
I
not according to him and his wife. He's the GOAT.
yeah,
So hey, he can
he'd be too
defy
old.
anything and come back and still be playing 4 years from now. And at a high level because he's so great.
I just I just thought it should have been a couple more younger guys out there. It was nice to have Ant Man and Tyrese Halliburton out there though, because I could see those guys being out there. But I thought that Jalen Brunson should have been another guy that should have been out there. Paulo Banchero. You know how I feel about John Morant, which I think that probably would have helped him more than hurt him. Him just being there and not even playing. You ain't even have to play. I mean, you ain't. I mean, play Jason Tatum, so shit.
Well,
You could have him
it's
sitting in out of
it's
the
it's politics involved. That's why John Morant wasn't invited. That's why Draymond Green wasn't invited. Period.
right.
And Kyrie Irving. That's why those three were not invited. They all three of
But
them should have been.
Zion is another one that I wouldn't mind because that probably would have helped him differently. Like when you start being around guys who are megastars and you spend those 2 weeks with them, usually, I'm not gonna say always, usually that next season those guys come out playing different.
Well, yeah,
Usually.
usually. If they're open to learning, but the young guys have such disrespect for the vets now, you know, by and large. I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them they to the old guys like whatever.
Tayana? You just said about the
Yeah,
Tayana?
yeah. I mess with them. I just think it's terrible. And you can't there's no guarantee that they will sit and actually try to learn anything anymore. This younger generation, no respect for the for the Gen Xers and even the Gen Ys, some of them. They just don't, I mean, they just, I don't know. I don't know what to think about that.
Actually, they spent a whole month. They spent a whole month and a half out there. I'm sorry, I said it 2 weeks. It's a whole month and a half.
Yeah,
I
you
forgot because
play in two
they
weeks, but
start
you're there
playing.
about 2 weeks before that. And then I just, anyway, I thought that they could have done better. I'm glad they got the gold, but it wasn't
Yeah,
like
they
they
got to
just
go.
they didn't just run away with it. Now, as a result of them winning the gold, well, not as a result, but during the whole Olympics, all we kept hearing is the comparisons. As every Olympics, we hear the comparisons. They're better than the 92 Dream Team. Aren't they better than the 92 Dream Team? Oh yeah, they're better. Who did they play against back then that was as great as these international players now? That's what the people are saying.
No, I know they're saying when you're winning, they'll find some way to discredit your wins.
Well,
Some way, somehow.
I don't care what anybody say. That's the greatest team ever assembled. All of them Hall of Famers. Every one of them. There you go.
I'm
Case
not sure if
closed.
all of them.
Yeah,
I'm
they
not sure if
are.
all of them. Are.
Who wasn't?
Christian Laettner made the Hall of Fame.
We're not talking about him. He was a college player. We're talking about the NBA players that was on the dream team. We're never talking about no damn Christian Laettner
Christian
when we're
Laettner.
making these comments. But
Well,
every one
you
of
know,
them
so
NBA players were Hall of Famers. Every one of them went to the Hall of Fame.
uh, that's different.
Yeah. So I don't want to hear it. I don't care who their opponents
I think
was.
they
I don't
were top
care.
75 too.
Nobody better than that team. None.
I don't do the comparisons on the team and who's better. I really don't care. Just you got you got the gold on. The goal was to get gold. You
That's
got
the
the
goal.
gold on.
I don't
Now,
care either.
now, see, my goal wasn't just to get gold. My goal is to carry on and get. You're supposed to get a nice group of younger guys that keep going until 2032. That was my goal. Now, hopefully, it works out this way that the Ant Man and Tyrese Hallenberg and no, all the rest of them go
Yeah, I don't remember.
except for
There's a couple of guys that was on there whose names I don't even know. I don't even know who they are, but they were on there.
yeah, Drew
And
Holiday
I
on there, Devin
and
Booker,
I follow
Derek White,
basketball and didn't know who they were. Okay.
LeBron, Katie, Steph, Bam Adebayo, Joel Embiid, and Anthony Davis.
Kevin
I think
Durant.
I said that.
Oh, I didn't hear that. You
LeBron,
said Steph
Katie, Steph.
Curry. Hmm.
Yeah.
So
I
speaking
think
of
that's
Steph
all.
and KD, LeBron James was given the MVP for the Olympics. Did you agree with that decision?
Um, it wasn't. a bad decision, but they could have went to Steph. I could see what people are saying. Now, Steph Curry deserved it. I could see what people are saying. Could have went to Steph.
Well, why do you think LeBron got it?
Probably because of the triple doubles in the other two games where um people say that he saved the team. The other two games, but once Steph got the cooking, man, it was like Thanksgiving. Once he got the cooking, he was just shooting everything. Cranberry sauce, stuffing, gravy, just shooting that shit up there. Whatever you want. Turkey, fried turkey, ham. It's like however you want things. Macaroni and cheese, string that.
Mm-hmm.
Just throwing that shit.
And it was going in. It was amazing. Now, Mike Greenberg on ESPN said that
Greeny.
the last sequences of Steph Curry in that gold game were the greatest sequences of basketball he has ever seen in his life.
That last 3 minutes is crazy.
Greatest of all time. Do you agree with that?
No, but that last 3 minutes is crazy.
It was crazy, but I don't agree with that either. I think he was a little caught up in the moment.
Well, I mean,
but it was great. I've watched it several times. It was awesome, but I'm not gonna call that the greatest finish of all time. Well, you know what the greatest finish of all time for me is?
No.
You sure?
I'm sure. I don't.
Okay. Well, for me, it was Jordan in his last finals game in his last shot. That whole sequence was the greatest I've ever seen.
Okay. Him
Now,
stealing the ball from Karl Malone.
That still is not the greatest finals I've ever seen, finals performance I've ever seen. But the last several minutes, like to finish out the series, yeah, that's the greatest I've seen. Stole the ball.
Who got the greatest finals performance you've seen?
Oh, I told you it's Magic Johnson. It's gonna always be that. Somebody had to do something just outrageously incredible to top that. You a rookie. You got a feeling at the last minute from one of the greatest basketball players who ever played the game of basketball at any level, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You got the feeling from him, and you play all 5 positions, leading scorer, most rebounds and assists, and win the game for the championship. No, I'm sorry. I don't care what you got. Nope, nothing tops that to me. I'm just not going to.
Remember, you was talking about the Isaiah Thomas joint. You said you was watching with your dad when he heard his ankle. You said, "You see this motor scooter?"
Yeah, you see this motor scooter. I'm telling you, that's up there too. That's in my top 3. Yeah. And like him or hate him, Isaiah Thomas is the second greatest point guard of all time. Now, people gonna say it's Steph now. Well, he's still playing. We'll see after his career ends, and then I'll see where he's at. But right now, it's still Isaiah Thomas for me as number 2 point guard of all time, as much as I can't stand him. That is a fact. So, anyway, back to the Olympics. So we talked about our favorite event and what event we would play in. So let's go to this one. What events should be added to the Olympics? We talked about breakdancing. That came and went because they're not doing that again. But let's talk about what we wanted to see, what we would like to see. I'll start. I'll give you one.
All right, we go one for one. Come on, let's do it.
Yeah. So they got breakdancing this time is what they call it. Well, how about stepping in line dancing? Wouldn't you like to see that as an event? I would love it. Step in the name of love. Step in the name of love.
Step. Take it
dig
now,
it down,
separate,
separate,
bring it
bring
back.
it back.
Maybe
Yeah. Would you like to see that?
it'll be all right. Now, when you talking about dancing, that's a good one.
Yeah,
I want
step
to see
dance.
twerking. I want to see some twerking.
Okay, so yours
Twerking
is
as an
twerk.
Olympic game. Twerking. Now the Americans
You
gonna
want
lose that
men
one.
and women?
No, no, just women. The Americans gonna lose that
What would the
one.
what would
Americans,
what country
Americans
you
gonna
think would
lose it.
win? What country would win?
I think I'm gonna go with I'm going with Jamaica. America gonna lose that one.
What
I'm
about
going with
Brazil?
Jamaica.
What about Brazil though?
Brazil, okay, Brazil nice, but I'm going with Jamaica. Put my money on Jamaica.
Have you seen Shakira?
Yeah,
Mm,
I seen it.
I don't know. So I got line dancing or stepping, and you got twerking.
Twerking as an Olympic sport, America has no chance.
And
None.
only the women. Why can't the men twerk?
Anybody want to see that? Ain't nobody care. Ain't nobody care.
I
Nobody
must
judging
admit,
that.
I don't want to see no men twerking. No.
Nobody want to see no man twerk.
All
Twerking.
right. Mm. Well, you give your second one.
All right, second one. I'm putting cooking on it.
Cooking. What
I
you
want to
mean?
see cooking as an Olympic sport. Cooking.
Okay. Well, how would you judge
Cooking.
that though?
You got to taste it.
But everybody's palate is different.
Yeah, that is true. So they would have to explain it before they start cooking. They get their timer. They usually get what? Half an hour? Get their timer.
An hour, usually an hour.
An hour? Okay. An hour.
Yeah.
They go on from there.
Cooking, huh?
And you have to explain it.
Would it have
Cooking.
to be certain types of meals or just anything?
I think it would have to be certain types of meals. It would have to be something that's general to everybody, you know. So
So
I'm
would you
gonna say
have
it have to
like
be certain types of
different like entrees or desserts or appetizers, like different sets like that?
It
The
could be yes.
appetizer
I would like to,
round, the entree round, the dessert round, that type of thing.
right.
All right.
And have them go at different times so that way you won't just be sitting there for an hour waiting for somebody to finish cooking. They'll be going at different times.
So would the actual
So this
cooking
is
process be televised like they do on the Food Network? You actually get to watch them cook the meal?
yes, you get to watch cook the whole thing. They got a whole uh I guess it'd be a whole 8 kitchens there, maybe 12 kitchens. Whole 12 kitchen setup. Man.
All right. Okay.
And they get it and we giving them a sous chef.
Is that right?
We're giving them a sous chef.
So they
Because you're
got to
gonna need a
bring.
little help.
Do they get to bring their own sous chef, or do y'all appoint them
No,
a
no,
sous
they're
chef?
bringing their own sous chef because you got to have chemistry in the kitchen. So
Yeah,
you
you
bring your
do.
own sous chef.
You do.
You
All
got to have
right.
chemistry in the kitchen. You can't just be in there with anybody.
Well, cool. All right, Chef Dennis. My second one would be
Mm.
roller skating.
Roller skate. We gonna bring rollerblading back out.
I,
Roll
no,
bounce.
no, not rollerblading. Roller skating
Uh,
with real
uh,
skates,
oh,
not the inline skates, the real skates with
the
the
four wheels.
with the four wheels and the stopper on them,
Two in the front.
and the
Two in the
pom
front. Two in the
poms on
back.
the front. You got the girls with the pom poms on the front of them on them joints, as you
Yeah,
say, them joints.
on the front
Yeah,
of them
roller
John.
skating, not roller derby, roller skating,
And they get
like
to go over
roll
there. They
bounce.
get to like roll bounce. That's what I was saying. But
Yeah,
they get to have competitions like
yeah,
Stomp the Yard. I mean, not the Stomp the Yard. What was that? That was ATL.
yeah. Roll bounce, ATL, all of that. Yep,
Okay. Okay. Sweetness.
sweetness. I would love to see that. Wouldn't you like to see that? I mean, they got ice skating in the winter.
God said roller skating would be dope.
Yeah, they got ice skating in the Olympics, in the Winter Olympics. You have roller skating in the Summer Olympics. That's only natural, I would think.
Boys from Chicago gonna get it in.
Yeah,
They're
roller
gonna get it
skate.
in. In Chicago,
Yeah, roller
Chicago
skating.
ATL surface.
All right. So that's my second.
That's a good
All
one.
right. So my third one.
All right, what's
My
the third?
third one would be Sheila will appreciate this because this is something that she and I both can do well. I'm not going to compare myself to her because I'm really not sure if she was better than me at it or not. I really don't know, but I know by the time I started playing it, I was killing people in my neighborhood. You couldn't beat me.
Oh snap! Here we go. Here we go. Come
What?
on. We on the same level. We both on card games. Come on.
No, it's not cards. Mm-mm.
Oh,
It's jacks. Jacks,
oh, Jack.
man.
Okay.
Jacks. Jacks used to have round the world, give all these moves you have to make with Jacks. Man, I was a killer. Sheila was good now. Sheila was good too. But I'm saying after she, got a little older and I started playing against some of my friends, I was killing them. I remember me and my boyfriend's sister used to play when I would go over his house sometime. And we would play. I would kill her. She would end up crying and go into her room
Mm.
because she couldn't beat me. Shout out to Rhonda.
Kickball. Oh shit.
No, well, that's on that might have an appearance on my list, Sheila. But no, number 3 is Jax. Jax. If people don't know what Jax is, look it up. Google Jax.
Yeah, they just
It's
have to look
fun.
it up.
And
I
we would
think I
have
well,
we
you
would
got
have it set up kind of like you were talking about the kitchens. We have like 4 different stages set up with tables and judges. And you can't touch the jacks. You got the camera there showing close-up shots. You can't touch the other jacks you're not picking up. Oh yeah.
mm,
And
yeah,
then
I'm gonna
there's several
go
moves you gotta make. Sometimes you gotta throw the ball up and go around the world and then pick up your jacks. Sometimes you have to throw it up and don't let the ball hit the table. That's another move. Oh yeah. I know all the moves in jacks, baby. So what's your third one?
my third one is poker.
Poker.
Poker. They already got it on ESPN World Series of Poker. Now let's make it an Olympic sport.
Mm.
Poker.
I can see that. I'm sure I can tell you one thing. It certainly would draw a lot of interest. People will watch that shit. They will watch it. That is true. So is that something that you could do? Would you try out?
No,
Would you
I ain't
would
gonna
you would you
I,
go to the
I ain't gonna
poker Olympic trials? You
I gotta
would?
learn how to play first.
I'll go to the jacks. I would try my best to train and get ready for jacks. I can tell you that for sure. I'll be on there.
Now this next one I'm about to tell you about,
Uh-huh.
I'm trying out for this next one. And that's craps. Me at the crab table, I'm trying out for that.
Lord, not
I'm at the crab table, baby. All I'm rolling is 7-Eleven. That's all I'm rolling. All I'm rolling is 7-Eleven.
not 7-Eleven, even back there, little Joe. Not 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven. That's all I'm rolling.
Mm, all right. I can see that. That might be entertaining. But you gotta look the part. You gotta have on, the right fit when you shooting craps. You can't just be up in there in no suit or something. You don't shoot craps in the suit. You gotta,
No, gotta make sure I got my sweatsuit on. My as Big Down would say, my Italian tuxedo sweatsuit on. That's what Big Dom say about he call it Italian tuxedo is a sweatsuit.
All right. All right. So my fourth one was a tie. It was a tie. I couldn't pick either one. So I just said, maybe both. I don't know. But it was a tie. Shout out to Damon. What's Damon? Guru.
Hargrove.
Hargrove. Yeah. Shout out to Damon Hargrove because I have a tie. He always had a tie in his list somewhere.
He always had a time.
And that's darts or axe throwing. One of the two.
And axe throwing has become very popular.
It has. Do you
Very
know how
popular.
dangerous that stuff is? You can actually
Yeah.
hurt yourself if you get out of rhythm. You got to step forward first and then throw. If
Yeah.
you don't get that timing right, you can jack yourself up with that axe. It'll go backwards.
You done lost something.
Been lost something.
You done lost something.
That would not be cute. Yeah, but darts and axe throwing. Yeah. Yep. Darts and axe throwing. Which one would you do, Sheila? I think I'll try my hand at the darts. I like darts. I've played darts before. You ever played darts?
Yeah. I ain't that good.
It takes a lot of hand-eye coordination. You gotta,
Yes, it do.
and you
Gotta
have
get it
to
right.
the way it's all in the way that you hold it and throw it, and the pressure that you put on the dart. If you put too much pressure on it, it actually makes it and miss the whole target. You
That's
gotta
how
have.
I am with shooting pool. I'm that way with shooting pool. Like I'm missing something in my mechanics when I shoot pool.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two things I need to do more: shooting pool and bowling. The two things I need to do more.
Well, the next time we are together, we'll go play some. We'll shoot some pool, and I'll give you some pointers because
Right.
I
Doug,
actually got to
Doug
be
does
quite
that.
good at pool.
I used to be. I used to be. I used to tell my dad, like, yeah, we're gonna go play pool. He like, you going to a pool hall? I said, no, we're going to the strip club.
Ah,
He said, what? Like, yeah, we're going to the strip club play pool. It's like you play pool at the strip club. I was like,
that's
yeah.
like
He said, you're
that's
not
like
you're supposed to be in there playing
that's
with something else, not no damn pool.
no, that's
He's
crazy.
like,
That's
like,
as crazy as people talking about they're going to the strip club to get some lemon pepper wings, and they're not going for the stripping. No, no, you
no,
lying.
I went for the stripping. I went for the stripping, but
You went for the stripping.
if you play well, compared to playing pool at a pool hall and playing at other bars, because now it's at other bars, but at this time we only could go to strip clubs to play pool. So going to those bars, you only had to pay that dollar,
Mm-hmm.
and until somebody beat you, you still be on there. Whereas though if you go to a pool hall, you got to play per hour, and it's like $20 an hour.
That's
That
true.
$1, you may be there for 3 hours. That $1, I've been there 3 hours waiting for somebody to beat
Yeah, I guess it is about the money. It could be.
me.
All right, what's your last one?
Last one. My last one was bowling. That's what it was. It was bowling. But instead of doing 10 frames, I was saying they need to up it to like 15 or 20 because I know people bowl a perfect 300 like it's nothing. But put some more frames in there and see if they can go
So 15 or 20 frames per game.
per game.
Mm-hmm. I can see that.
I guess you get the 10 for the before the Olympics start. Start off with just the 10. And all the people that got a 300, they move on up to the Olympic Games. Now in
Didn't
the Olympic
bowling,
Games,
didn't bowling used to be a part of the Olympics?
I don't know. I don't know
Sheila,
what sports was a
Sheila,
part of
check on
Olympics and they
that.
took out.
Check on that, Sheila. Find out if bowling has ever been part of the Olympics. I thought it was, but maybe not.
It might have been. I thought there's a couple sports I was unsure about if they were in the Olympics, and I didn't get a chance to Google them. Golf was another.
Golf is a part of it. You didn't see the golf this year?
I ain't see the golf this year.
Yeah, the guy won the gold is the same guy that was arrested that night at the police checkpoint not too long ago.
No, I ain't know that.
Look it up. You'll be like, oh, yep. Golf is already a part of it. He won the gold.
And baseball was
U.S.
another.
Hmm. Well, my last one was another tie. I couldn't pick. And that's where Sheila's right, where I put kickball. It was between kickball and tug of war. I love a good tug of war match, man. I love a good tug of war match. Love it. And I remember at field day doing that, and your hands getting burnt by that rope and stuff. So I started wearing gloves. I was serious about that tug of war, honey.
You gotta wear gloves, and then you gotta have, like, I was usually at the end. They had me tied up.
Mm-hmm.
Usually at the end, I was always tied up.
You the anchor. They call that the anchor position.
But it's been a couple
always
times
at the front. I was always at the front.
It's been a couple times I was at the front.
Yeah, I was always at the front because I don't know. I've always had some tremendous upper body strength. I don't know what that's about, but I do. And I hated losing a tug of war match. I hated it. I remember in 4th grade we lost. We were winning the whole time, and then all of a sudden at the end they started jerking us across the thing, and I don't know what happened. But anyway, tug of war or kickball, one of the two. I love kickball.
Tug of war, they gonna have them world's strongest men on there. Ooh,
Wouldn't that be good though?
It would, but they ain't got no lower leg strength, so they ain't gonna work out too good for them. Ooh, you gotta move your feet too. It ain't just about your upper body. You gotta move your feet.
But remember, they'd have 4 years to train. They can develop some leg strength by then.
Yeah, you're right.
Because you gotta be ready for the trials. You know, you can't just walk into the Olympics. You gotta make the trials. You gotta win.
Let me be honest with you, Shane. I think the rope gonna break. I think the rope gonna break. The world's strongest. They're gonna have all the world's strongest men on it. Rope gonna break.
They can't break that rope. That rope is too strong. They can't break that.
The rope gonna break.
No, it's got too much metal coil in it.
It do. That's a rope I would hate to get a beating with.
Oh my God. Let's not even talk about that. I'm having flashbacks. We talking about getting whooped. No. But anyway, compared to the other Olympics, I tend to watch all the Olympics, winter and summer. Okay. And I have to say, compared to all the Olympics, I like their ceremony. Did you see the opening or the closing ceremonies?
No.
The opening was kind of weird, but it was France, so I wasn't shocked. The closing was awesome. My favorite part of the opening though was actually Lady Gaga's set. She did a phenomenal job. She was awesome and did it all in French. She was wonderful. But I thought the closing was better than the opening. But I have to say my favorite is still the Rio Olympics. Rio was my favorite Olympics. Okay. And it still is. Still is.
I'm gonna have to say
huh?
I'm gonna have to say mine's was the '96 Olympics. That was probably the one I watched all of them.
Was that here? That's the one here in LA? I mean Atlanta.
ATL. Yeah, ATL.
I watched it, but it still wasn't my favorite. And I guess the bombing thing just kind of took everything away from me after that. Associated with that place, you know? So yeah. But anyway.
Oh, okay. That makes sense now. All right.
Oh no, I know it was about Greek mythology. I got the connection. I thought it was very well done. But in terms of just looking at it, it was kind of weird. Some of it was kind of weird, especially if you didn't know what characters they were emulating. And a lot of people don't know Greek mythology. I do, but I'm a nerd, so what can I say?
Yeah, I'm not.
So anyway, But that's the Olympics. So the next one,
That was the Olympics
The next Olympics is where?
in LA. I'm thinking about going.
Wait a minute. The Olympics of 2028 is in LA? I thought it was the one
It's
after
in
that.
LA. No, I
Oh,
was in
okay.
LA.
Okay. I thought it was two Olympics out. I'm sorry. Well, if it's going to be in
Yeah,
LA, then I'll make plans to go.
I'm thinking about going. Put my coins to the side. So
Well,
I
it's
get
going
me
to
an
take a lot.
Airbnb.
It's going to take a lot if you're going to go because as much as expensive as things are now, 4 years from now, ain't no telling where it's going to be.
Right. I don't even
That's
know how you buy tickets. This will be my first Olympics ever.
Yeah, me too.
I get to see all these people. Good thing I've been to LA already, so I know it's gonna be overcrowded like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I haven't been to LA since 1988.
Dang.
The last time I've been in LA.
Yeah. I don't know what they're gonna do with all them homeless people. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know what they're gonna do with all them homeless people. A lot of homeless down in LA. They will sleep right at the Olympic Games. Hello, who moved my tent?
I mean, it's they gonna do with them just like every other city does with them. Everybody's got homeless people all over the world. What did they
Better
do
get
with them
them a
in
building.
Atlanta? They did something with them. They did something.
Was homeless that was the homeless that bad back then?
Yeah, of course it was.
They had a whole like communities, sleeping in tents and
Yeah,
everything like that.
they called them shanty towns. Yes.
I I was young, so I ain't gonna say that. You sometimes they leave you out of stuff when you're
Well,
younger.
I was
I
grown.
just don't remember.
I
I don't
remember.
remember seeing that many homeless. I remember seeing a lot of drug addicts.
Well, most of
Seen a
the
lot of
drug
them.
addicts were homeless
For
back
some
then.
reason, all these drug addicts I knew had a crib. I don't know how. They all
No,
had a house.
no, those were the
Might not have been their house.
those were the working drug addicts. Most of the drug addicts of the '90s was left over from the crack era, so they were homeless. You couldn't fake crack.
You
You couldn't be
you know what?
like a
You know what,
casual
Sharon?
crack user. Mm-mm. Not crack.
No, no. You know what? Let me realign this. They went inside a house. Let me say that. Might not have been their home.
Might not have been their
Let
house.
me yeah, it might not have been their
Right.
house because
That could have been a
squatting
flop
was
house.
squatting was so easy back then. So
Mhm. That could have been a flop house easily.
easily.
Hmm. But anyway, that's the Olympics.
That is the Olympics. Thank everybody for coming out and enjoying this time with us. The Olympic Games was pretty good. We'll be with y'all next week, the 24th. And I think next week we have Wood coming on the show next week.
Wood the mentor.
When Wood the mentor will be on next week.
And then
Tell us.
after that, we hope to have the Flex Zone podcast fellas on after that.
Hopefully,
Hopefully.
I'm hoping on it. Love to have those guys on.
Yep. Me too.
I love to have those guys on. But any final words, Chocolate Girl?
My final words are get out and move some. The athletes that participate in the Olympics are well trained, athletic people. I mean, you look at their bodies, they are so lean and strong, and it just inspires you to get out there and move something. So get that exercise in, y'all. Take care of your bodies. You only get one. That's my
I
final
only get
words.
one.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that, Shannon. I just want to say, and I'm a victim of this too, so I'm gonna say it. You gotta remember what the goal is. All right, no matter how you got it or what happened, remember what the goal is.
Mm-hmm.
And for the Team USA basketball men's, the goal was to get the gold. Even if you don't like the way Steve Kerr did what he did, the goal was to get the gold. And I'm gonna say I'm a victim of this, and I was wrong because the goal was to
Mhm.
get the goal.
That's
Now
right.
we want to thank y'all for coming out today. God bless y'all and great day.